There are fights where the champions rise, 305, donde surgen los campeones. We're here with the legend, Mario, the Zen Machine, Sperry. Mr. Sperry, thank you first very much for having us here, hosting us here at your school. What is the location here?
Thank you for coming and passing by. The location is 760 Northwest 4th Street.
Excellent,
Miami.
excellent. You have so many accomplishments. I'll be here a half a day explaining them, but world champion, martial arts, jiu-jitsu, MMA, a legend. I just want to thank you for what you do for our family, what you do for the community, and what you've done for martial arts during your time. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Is there anything happening that you'll be doing now involved that we want to inform people that's going on? For example, you told me you're going to be in UFC Dubai soon.
Yeah, we're training jiu-jitsu like always, and we have some MMA fighters coming to train with us. And just yesterday I was invited to go to Dubai to help Robert Whittaker for his next fight.
Or Whittaker?
Yeah, I will be there for around 10 days. And then, of course, we're gonna have like 4 days in Maldives Islands surfing, having some fun.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be really interesting to come back on the UFC scene again and see the huge fights.
Thank you so much. It's such a great experience. I'm going to say it in Spanish, que tenemos una leyenda aquí en Miami, entrenadores de campeones mundiales y todavía tiene tiempo para compartir con los muchachos, la comunidad. De verdad queremos apreciar esto. Por favor, Mario Sperry, pueden contactar el trioffights.tv para la información. I was just saying that it would thank you so much, a person like a legend like yourself and developing legends, you still took time to teach the young people and to give back to the community. I think, because first and foremost, like you see our shirt says respect and honor, I think you were successful. And I think people that are successful because they're martial artists, meaning they promote the philosophy of the martial arts. Would you agree that without the philosophy of the martial arts, you would not be successful in anything?
Oh yeah, I truly believe that what's happening today is, especially with MMA, it becomes more a sport than a martial art. And nothing wrong with that, but I believe that the most important thing about martial arts is the discipline and the spiritual side of it is left behind. And when you do have a scenario like this, you lose a lot of commitment with the community, with the young generation. So as a sportsman, I try to be an example for the young ones and for the general public. And I think a lot of that is missing today.
Yes, and being a champion and training champions, that philosophy of the discipline, of the respect, the honor, that's what's going to help you become a champion. You know, they talk about the technique, but they don't really talk about what I call the fundamentals.
Right.
I think the fundamental, the philosophy, is what is going to make you a champion. I think we don't say enough. We say, okay, you got to train them back, but I don't think we really communicate that. Without that philosophy of the discipline and respect, you won't become a champion.
Exactly, and moreover, you won't be always the athlete. You have a limited time to use your physical attributes and youth in the sport. And I truly believe that you can become a real man to help society and the community in general, being a great athlete, using the knowledge and the example and the discipline that the sport can give to you on your family, on your business.
100% agree. Now, talking about the technical aspect, one of the things that I like to come here and always take from your mind, the knowledge is transitioning jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, all the combat sports into MMA. For example, you're very fond of something I like is being on top, smashing and ground and pounding.
Right.
And one of the things that happens in our league is you see that when they transition the wrestling or the grappling or the jiu-jitsu to the cage, and they find themselves on the ground and they're being ground and pounded, they freak out because there's that element, there's that transitioning. What do you think is important to transition into MMA?
Well, I think the first and foremost, you need to be expert in something. So I was an expert in ground fighting through jiu-jitsu and in grappling. And I always try to respect the other sports and martial arts. In order to overcome them, I try to learn them. So I remember long ago when I realized that Muay Thai would be a good fit for my game, I just came to a Muay Thai gym. I started from the very low ground, like a white belt, and I raised on to the top in terms of training. So understanding the different martial arts, the different sports, is going to be easy to make the transition. On my game, I always like to be on top, even in jiu-jitsu. So I learn a lot of wrestling, a lot of judo, and with the combination with my hands, it makes it easy to bring the fight the way I want.
Excellent. And I think now that you're talking about Whitaker and these champions, I think that transitioning is going to be the key for them, correct? Do you think so?
Yeah. I mean, he's got a tough fight. This gentleman that he's going to be fighting, the Ripper, he's like 6'4".
Wow.
He just beat Bo Nico with his knees, and he's got good skills on the ground also. So it's going to be a good challenge, and then again, we define ourselves with the challenge that we try to face.
Correct. We define ourselves with the challenges. So nos definimos con los retos que tenemos. Thank you very much, Master Sperry. For information, please contact 3fights.tv, where the champions rise, donde surgen los campeones.